Hello, I'm Stuart Ballantyne and I'm a sailor. And in case you're wondering, I am 38, which is probably the same temperature as most of you people watching this video. When I was 16, a few kilograms ago, I went to sea as a cadet deck officer. I learned navigation, I learned stability, ship construction, cargo handling, and seamanship, meteorology, but the most important was seamanship and how to handle storms. And in handling storms, you have to prepare the vessel for a storm, lash down everything, and just make sure everything's going to work. And when the waves get bigger and the seas get bigger, you have to stop the voyage and face the storm. In this storm, you have to keep two things going. One is the engine and the other one is the steering. The engine has to be kept not too fast that you plow into the next sea, not too slow that you lose the head to the wind. The second thing is the rudder, and the rudder is the smallest part of the ship, but it's a very important part of the ship. And the rudder, together with the engine, will keep you hove to inside this storm until the storm passes. Sometimes it might be hours, sometimes it might be days, but the storm will pass. After I left the sea, I was 7.5 years at sea. After I left the sea and came ashore to work, I found that there were other storms coming in, life storms, what I call life storms. And these life storms can be cancer, leukemia, bankruptcy, divorce. The storms will always come. It's not if they come, it's when they come. You have to be prepared and you have to go into action. There are two things you have to keep going. One is your engine, which is your faith. And I'm talking here about spiritual faith. Most people like me left school with a Christian faith. So I've got friends who are Muslims, Buddhists, all sorts of things, but I left school with a Christian faith, a $5 faith. So I believed in Christmas and Easter, but that was not good enough for a $20 or $50 problem. So I had to build my faith. I had to get into the instruction book and learn what this faith was all about. And in the storms, when these storms come along, you have to stop your life voyage and you have to face the storm. And there's two things you have to keep going. One is your engine, which is your level of faith, and you have to keep building that faith. And faith comes by hearing. The second thing you have to do is to keep your rudder going, and the rudder of your life is your tongue. This little piece of flappy skin, and if this little piece of flappy skin says, I can't handle this, this is true, you won't be able to handle it. So you have to keep your faith building, and you have to keep your rudder in check. And you might say, well, I don't believe in God. Well, good luck to that. I do believe in Greta Thunberg. I worship Greta Thunberg, or I worship Michael Bublé, and that's all very well. But if you end up in your storm beside your favorite loved person in a hospital bed, you can pray as much as you like to Greta Thunberg or to Michael Bublé. It's not gonna cut it. People say to me, do I think that God is real? No, I don't think that God is real. I know God is real. In my faith journey, I have taken friends of mine. One is a guy, Nigel Dalton, ex-master mariner with leukemia, only a month to live. I've taken him to a healing rally. He got a total healing. Malcolm Lindridge, inoperable brain tumor, 2 weeks to live, got a total healing, is still alive today. This is 28 years later. So I do believe in God. My kids were in an accident when they were small, our kids, and we pray for our kids every day because that's what your faith builds up. And they were T-boned in a car accident with their grandma driving. The car upended, not one of them was scratched. My number 2 son was bumped off a flight in Cuba in May 2018. Bumped off, the flight took off, and within 3 minutes it crashed and killed 112 passengers. So do I believe in God? Of course I do. And I'm suggesting if you want to face the storms of life, and there are plenty of storms on the horizon, and enhance your faith, get into the Word, Make sure, get it active in your life. Forget about all these peripheral things. And there you go. That's comments from a simple sailor.